Well, that's the crazy thing. Like, the businesses I worked for that were terrified of OSHA were the ones who had messed up before, or were owned by several other owners who had other businesses that had messed up. So they're like, we're not going to mess with it. But then, like, I had a German hotel manager for a while she was terrifying. Anyway, she put me in charge of rooms, which means I was overseeing housekeeping. And they're like, oh, did you know we have the housekeeping facility down the way? And I'm like, oh, I'd love to go see it. First thing I find is that, like, all the ventilation is clogged. There hadn't been maintenance down there. We had maintenance people. We could just send them over there. Like, it was a thing we could do. But this gal literally was like, I don't give a shit about this property. It's off there. The inspectors don't worry about it. And then I had to deal with my housekeeping team in very broken English being like, it's so hot. What do we do? Like, can you help? And it's like, oh my God. Like, yeah, we're going to have an air conditioner. I'm going back to the new GM and we're reporting this. Like, we will have this handled. It takes extra time. But
it does take extra time, which means extra money too, because you have to pay contractors or employees to set up whatever protocols that are required. And you have to pay for the resources and the supplies to make that protocol happen. At the end of the day, you're giving your employees a better and safer place to work at, a healthier, safer place to work at. And your employees deserve a healthy and safe place to work. Period. Yeah. There is no, but no. Shut the fuck up. I don't care about your dollar. All right. It's about your employees. It is always about your employees, because without your employees, you have and you are nothing. You don't even have customers without your employees.
I think it comes down to that concept too of, like, your employees aren't liabilities. They're assets. And, like, I would definitely say, after taking care of this little dinky house that had been stripped out of all the walls and was basically a sweatshop, after getting a nice lunch table, turned out the AC was there, but it broke. And the previous GM was like, why would I pay to fix it? It's not, no one's having a problem with it. And, like, they had so much water there to prevent heat stroke. It was insane. But once we got all that fixed, dude, the laundry turnaround times were insanely better. Like, I had that down to an art of, it took 20 minutes to get the van there. We would load it up, take 10 minutes, hop back in the van, go back up. By the time we were back and unloaded everything, we were down to pick up the next load. It was like 1 to 2 loads a day before. And we could just, like, turn the whole hotel around in a day. And it's like, we had 6 housekeepers down there that were sweating and taking breaks. One of the machines was broken and had a vent that just piped the hot air into the room in a hot Californian desert. So, like, once we fixed it, suddenly everyone...
Have you ever reported OSHA violations?
No, that's one thing I haven't reported. I have reported wage law breach several times. It's very common.
Anyone can do it. A former worker or their representative, including third parties, including family, union reps, attorneys, and even concerned citizens, can submit OSHA reports. If I were to drive past a construction site and I see a guy without a tie-off on a roof, I can call OSHA. Be like, hey, ABC Construction, that's a real company. Hey, this construction company, they're operating unsafely at this address at about this time. You don't have to give them your details. You don't have to tell them who you are, although giving them your name and affiliation with the company may strengthen your case, because because you report a violation doesn't mean it'll be taken into consideration. As we've said a couple of times already, there's only one agent for every 70,000 employees. They cannot get to everything.
Actually, the closest, I think it was an OSHA violation, but I reported to the Food Safety Council a Burger King that was serving expired food. I always thought that OSHA was like the boogeyman. That's how it was perceived by us. Like, I thought, like, an OSHA raid was going to be like, some guy coming down from a helicopter, like, your laundry room is not in compliancy. Here is your liability ticket, and you will fix it in this time.
It's just like Kathy, who couldn't make it in HR school.
Well, and it's hey, someone reported this. Like, I'm not just here trying to find shit. If I knew this, I could have called in reports from my friends, and they would have never been in the targets.
Right. OSHA is there for the employee. It is not there for the employer per se. Retaliation by your employer toward you or anyone who reports an OSHA violation is illegal. Refer to our wrongful termination video about that. If your employer disciplines you, treats you unfairly, or just outright fires you, after it comes out that you have reported a violation to any agency. This is a whistleblower protection here. Every OSHA complaint is protected by whistleblower protections. I'm not a lawyer. We're not lawyers. This is our understanding. Disclaimer. This is for entertainment purposes only.
Well, we are two idiots. Whee!
Boy, I couldn't even figure out how to grow the rest of my hair, dude. That's how dumb I am.
I got 2 plugs in the back of my neck. It just stopped. Like I stopped loading.
This is true, actually. He doesn't actually even have nipples. They just didn't download.
I only have one nipple because someone just took it off in fighter practice the other week. God.
If you enjoyed that video, you think we've earned it, drop us a like and consider subscribing. Check out our merch store. It's on our website at theunemployablelife.com. We have more merch coming we're super excited about. We'll see you in the next one.